Let me know why you're here. What is it that you want to learn from today? For those of you who are here, don't just put me on, don't just sign in and then check out, guys. I need to know what you want to hear, what you want to gain from this. Put it down here. What is it that you want to learn from today? For those of you who are here, don't just put me on, don't just sign in and then check out, guys. Okay, that's YouTube is on. Put it down. I think you can also live stream to. Let me see if we can also do it too. Let's know why you're here. Let's know exactly what you want to learn from this so that I can make sure that I'm meeting your needs. Yeah, I want to make sure that I'm meeting your needs. So tell me what you want to learn from this. Exactly what you want. Let me know what you want to what you want to learn from this. Put it in the chat box. What do we have here? All right, some of you are, oh, I just UK. Okay, I have a whole bunch of UK. That's good. UK in the house. Tell me what you want to learn from the workshop today. Put it in the chat, please. What is it that you want to get from this thing today? Put that in the chat for me. All right. I don't see anybody put in the chats. Let's see. Hello, princess. Welcome. Put where you're from, where you're located. That would be great. All right. So tell me what you want to learn from today. All right. I want to know. I want to know what you want to learn from today. All right. Has anyone gotten in touch with Pastor Abby? Okay, she will join in 30 minutes. Excellent. That's fine. Oh, who is in Chicago? Oh, Chicago in the house. All right. Excellent. Tips for managing anxiety. To have more understanding about having anxiety. Ooh, this is all of anxiety in the house. Anxiety relief techniques. Joining from Chicago today. Oh, you're in the US, princess. Welcome. All right, so you guys want to learn about anxiety. So I don't see any, there's no sleep in the house. Nobody wants to talk about sleep. Anyone interested in learning about sleep? You know, when your brain won't shut off and you can't sleep properly, can you? We'll talk about all that today. Kenya is in the house. Okay. I like to learn how to stay on top of my anxiety. I really can't control my bad anxiety. It gives me nightmares. Oh my gosh. Dealing with sleeplessness and how to manage anxiety. All right, now we're talking. Now we're talking. This is important. So thank you for sharing those things with me. As I don't take it lightly, so that I know how to exactly what your needs are, so we can manage and meet those needs. For those of you just coming in, right where you are located in the chat, so I know who is in the house. It looks like the UK is winning, by the way. It looks like there's more UK people in on here today. So come on, let's see. Let's see who else, and then tell me what you want to learn from today, right? So I want to talk to you today about, I do have somebody who is also presenting with me. Pastor Abby will be coming, she said, in about 30 minutes. So when people say things like, my brain won't shut off, when they say that, what do they mean? Write it in the chat. What does that mean when you say your brain won't shut off? What do you mean by that? My brain won't shut off. What is it that you actually mean by that? Right? When you say your brain won't shut off, what is it that you actually mean by that? That is what I want to ask today. What is the meaning of my brain won't shut off? Is it that it's constantly chatting? Is it like you're hearing noises? Like, what is it really that you are that you are contending with, that's going to help us make these definitions. Like, what is it? Like, what exactly is it when we say your brain won't shut off? Put in the chat. I'll take a look at it while I fix this computer here. What is it? What is it what do you mean? Because we need to make sure that we're all on the same page. What do you mean by your brain won't shut off? Exactly what does that mean? Yeah. And I do have a PowerPoint that I'm going to share with you. So let me see what you have written down. When you say your brain won't shut off, what are we talking about? All right, let's see. What do we have? Journey from Chicago, anxiety relief, okay. Uh, tips to maintain a sound mind, okay. From Kenya, I read that. Hi, Prof. Okay, I'll call you later. Okay, dealing with sleeplessness and emotions. Practical support for working with clients. Uh, that's Princess. Uh, intrusive thoughts, of course. Overwhelmed, intrusive thoughts, conflicting thoughts. All right. Anyone else? Like, what is it that when you say your brain won't shut off, what exactly do you mean? All right. Let me share my PowerPoint with you today. Look, I'm even thinking of making this a series. Let's see what we can get through today, and then we'll talk, okay? Let me share my PowerPoint with you. The brain is working constantly, does not stop processing till the body weakens out. Also link of body pain and the brain fatigue. All right, that's okay. That's good. Conflicting thoughts. Okay, I've seen that one. All right, let's see. All right, so let me make Bim's co-host so she can help me with all this. Bim's, you make you co-host. I also make Busayo co-host. And Esther. All of you are making all of you co-hosts. All right, here we go. So I have all these co-hosts who are going to help me, help, help me, help you, help me, help you, help you, help me. And we're going to do this together. All right. So I don't know, is the lighting or something? What's off with this? Let me see. What is the lighting good? It looks kind of somehow. What is it? What did you guys say? I can't see without my glasses. Clean my camera. Uh-huh. Yeah, I think I thought I did. Let's see. It might be my so see, it's not my camera. See all of you making fun of me. It's not my camera. I think I need to close the blinds. Give me one quick second. Let's see if this helps. Does that help? No, it doesn't help. Well, this is what you got today, okay? As long as you can hear my voice, see my face, it looks like the lighting is off. Are you guys okay? Well, can I continue now because I can't fix this. So it is what it is. Okay. It is what it is. I mean, I don't know what to do. All right. So I want to share my PowerPoint with you because I'm not going to let this lighting thing mess me up this morning. In this afternoon. All right, so I'm going to share this with you. I think I've been spotlighted already. And what we're going to do is we're going to remove this. Let's remove that. Let's make that like this. All right. We're going to turn that off. and we are going to share. Why is this like this? Let's do slideshow. You all need to pray today because I can't find anything here. So for those of you who are just coming in, please make sure that you let us know where you're coming from and what you want to learn from today. Okay? That's important. All right. So what are you guys seeing right now? You're just seeing my face, correct? Somebody's gonna talk to me.
Yes, just your face at the moment.
All right, talk to me. I'm listening. Say what you have to say. Do you guys know that song? Oh my God, some of you are not old enough. Set up. I'm going to set up the slideshow because there's a reason why this is happening.
We saw the slides just then.
Yeah, I know, but I want it just
seconds.
on one computer.
Right.
So I'm going to quickly set it up. Da, 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 do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Okay, here we go. I'm going to click on that, click on this, and we should be good to go. All right. Now I'm going to share my screen again. Welcome, everyone. Make sure that you let us know where you're from. And then for those of you who are on YouTube, thank you so much. Sorry, we moved it to Zoom quite late, but everybody will be fine. It's going to be okay. All right. This is the one we want. All right. Do you guys see that now?
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
Excellent. All right. So this is what we want to talk about. Somebody let me know when Pastor Abby gets here so I can stop because I'm not going to be able to see her from here. So let me know so that she can get on. Basically, you need to just talk to me. Don't send me a text because I'm not going to look at it. Thank you. All right. So this is such a topic that a lot of people deal with. It doesn't matter where you're located. It doesn't matter your socioeconomic status. It doesn't matter your ethnicity. It doesn't matter your religion, your religiosity. It doesn't matter your language. It doesn't matter. A lot of people deal with chatter in your brain that doesn't shut off. So when people say my brain won't shut off, what they're describing really, what you're really describing is a mechanism, is a system in your mind that it literally is activated across three areas. It's activated across your thought, your emotions, and your body. The body, the emotions, and the thoughts are part of the system I'm going to talk to you about today. All right. So it's a thing. It's a thing. Like you're not just making it up. This is a problem. This is a challenge. So before we talk about the relief, we need to understand what is actually happening. All right. I'm going to get to the relief, people. So just stay with me. We're going to talk about what can we do right? So stay with me. Psychologically, what is happening to you psychologically? So psychologically, the mind gets stuck in a loop. All right. It's a loop. It's thought, repeat, thought, repeat, thought, repeat, thought, repeat. And you replay conversations, you anticipate problems, you have ruminations, you have worries. Um, Put in the chat some of the things that you worry about. Some people, even little things, they worry about the color of the sky. Like every little thing is a problem. Put in the chat what are some of the things that get stuck in your thought process. Let me see. I'll come to it. So make sure you guys need to participate with me so that this can be a little bit more interesting, not just for you, but for me too. All right. So put it in the chat. Let me know what are some of the thoughts that you get on your mind, right? And so you're replaying these conversations, you're anticipating problems. All of this is happening in your brain. Here's what's going on. Your brain is trying to solve something that feels unfinished. The brain is not going to let it go. The brain feels like something is unfinished, something is unsafe, something is misunderstood, and it would not disengage from that until it gets some kind of clarity. So it will keep doing the loop. You keep doing the loop. So psychologically, you're wary already because you're constantly doing the loop. Do I have any let me see. Do I have any people examples of thoughts that people have shared? Let me see. All right. Decluttering, family, my health, my disabled son, my what to eat at times. That's what I'm saying. You see, like sometimes that's it. If you have deadlines, health, waking up early, finance. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for sharing those. Absolutely. There's a lot of health stuff, right? Uh, Family well-being, constant paper mills, bills. Okay. So thank you for sharing those things with me. Absolutely, absolutely. Keep putting it. Let me see um if we can keep this going. Absolutely. So you have these thoughts are going on in your mind constantly. And what it is that your brain is trying to find a solution and it keeps going. That's psychologically. Emotionally, you're then still going to start feeling on edge, right? That your body is tensed, you feel restless, you feel very antsy, very uneasy, and you just feel uncertain sometimes. And even when nothing is happening, you can't settle down because your brain will not let you settle down. You can be calm for more than a few minutes, you know, before you start that whole roller coaster of your emotional roller coaster. It's just very tiring. It's very tiring. I feel you. I'm telling you, it is tiring to have a brain that won't shut off, right? And then biologically, what is going on? Biologically, what's happening is that your stress response system has been activated, guys. This is what is supposed to happen, by the way. You're supposed to activate the stress response system when you're in danger, something that you can't handle happens. So what's supposed to happen is, you come from your rest zone. Oh my God, you get adrenaline, norepinephrine, you get all the good stuff to get you to do something, right? What is supposed to happen is you're supposed to be able to disengage and go back to your parasympathetic nervous system, which will help you, right? But what ends up happening is what, right? Is your especially when your brain will not shut off, what happens is that the stress system stays engaged. So it never, there's not a cooling down period. And so your body is constantly releasing cortisol, constantly releasing adrenaline. Your heart rate stays elevated, palpitating. Your muscles, this is happening in your body. Your muscles are tight, very, very rigid, very tight. Your system does not shift from the stress zone into recovery, which is why you can't sleep. That is why you can't sleep, because it makes sleep very difficult, because in sleep happens when we're in our parasympathetic nervous system where we get the heal and rest. But if you're constantly on your sympathetic nervous system, then you're in your stress response zone. This is a mind problem, it's a brain problem, it's a nervous system problem. Neurologically, what's happening? Neurologically, your brain is running on a threat loop constantly. The amygdala is signaling danger, 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 danger. This person will not shut up. They're always thinking about this thing, thinking there's something wrong. The prefrontal cortex, which helps you regulate and slow things down, is less effective during stress. So you can't do what you're supposed to do, because you're supposed to be able to think, oh, well, this is not good for me. I need to stop. You're supposed to be able to do that, but you can't do that. The reason you can't do that is because the brain that allows you to do that goes offline when you are in your stress zones. When you're in your stress response zone, your prefrontal cortex is very limited, has very limited use during that time. So, which is why you can't, if somebody tells you, oh, just relax now, just relax, just do this, you can't do it, because the meaning-making brain, the executive brain, is not really active during this time. Is this making sense? If it's making sense, say yes, let me know that I'm not by myself. If this is making sense, you put yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
Write it in the chat box, or you can say it. I can hear you. Okay, I only got one yes. Okay, I got two yeses. So the rest of you are not getting me. I need more
Yes,
yeses.
yes, yes, yes.
I need yeses. I need some emojis, some love emojis. Are you with me? Because I need to feel and feel you, that I'm not here by myself. Hey, are you with me? Yes, yes. All right. Thank you so much. This is what I tell my students in class too. We're not going to just, it's not just my voice. I get energy from you guys. So let me hear it. So yeah, so there we go. That's what happens. It's that neurologically, you're unable to regulate and slow things down. And so your brain thinks that you're under constant stress, which you are. And so you have the DMN, which is your default mode network. Your default mode network is the things that is automatic in your brain. Your default mode network. For some of you, it's the first time you're hearing it, but when your default mode network is activated, it is stuck on whatever the problem is. It keeps replaying it over and over. It keeps replaying your thoughts. It keeps replaying everything that went wrong. It keeps replaying all of that. You don't even have to ask it to do that. That's why it's called a default mode network. It would automatically do it for you. When you try to sit still, it would be activated. So even when you go out to a quiet place, your brain still stays active. And for some of you, it's very difficult for you to meditate because your brain can't shut off enough for you to meditate. For some of you, it's very difficult for you to practice mindfulness because your brain will not shut off enough for you to practice mindfulness. So when somebody is saying, you know, let everything go and just, be in the moment, and you're like, yeah, try that. Not working. So the goal is not to force the brain to shut off. Okay. The goal is not to let the brain shut off. The goal is for you to reach the system and get it to stand down, if that makes sense. You have to be able to reach that system and then teach that system how to stand down. How many of you want to learn that today? How many of you would like to learn that today? How do I get to that system? Because it's a mechanism, and I have to tell it to stand down. Okay. We're not forcing the brain to shut off, but we need to tell it to downgrade. Yeah. I'm hoping that we're all interested in this today, right? So we want to get into that system and be able to tell it what to do. So now, let me move this. I wasn't moving my PowerPoint for you. Sorry, guys. I've said all this. Okay. So now let's walk through this. We'll start with the body. All right. I'm going to be giving you some tea here today. So please make sure you take notes or come back to this and be able to understand that this is something that it doesn't just happen in a day. You have to practice it over and over and over. Let me know when Pastor Abby gets into the house, because I want you to hear her story, because she struggled with this. So we want to calm the body. Like, we want to calm the body, because if the body is activated, the mind will follow. If the mind is activated, the body will follow. They kind of work in tandem, right? So we want to learn how to diffuse that, right? So there's something called your vagus system. Your vagus nerve is the longest nerve you have in your body. All right. If that nerve is disrupted, your nervous system is disrupted, and then your life is just disrupted. That's how it goes. But the thing that most people don't know about balancing and making sure that we are activating the nervous system to help in this is that the techniques are so simple. They're so simple, but you have to take them seriously. All right. So this vagus nerve that you have, some of the ways in which we help it balance out, we help to regulate it, right? Some of this way, the one very quick way is splashing cold water on your face. Yeah. Splashing cold water on your face. Cold water. I mean cold water, not tepid water, but really cold water. In fact, you can put some ice in the water and just splash it, or you can just take ice and rub it all over your face. It regulates your your vagus nerves. Very simple. And very, very simple thing. It would help regulate, it will help calm the body down. Just put it on your face or hold on to it. If you're brave, rub it on your on parts of your body. And if you are brave enough and you really want to do this, get a bucket, like get a bathtub of ice and water. All right. Okay, and just dunk yourself into it. All right. It will reset, you will reset your body just like that. Just like that. I did the ice water dunk. I did it. I've actually done it twice this year already. It is the most, oh my God. Uh, it's accelerating, but you have to you just have to not think and just get dumped into it. And it regulates your body. That night when I got home, I slept like a baby. So one of the things is you need to use cold ice water. That is number one. Okay. I'm going to talk about in regulating the body. The other thing I'm going to talk about in regulating is humming. Humming. Mm, uh, mm, just or repetitive. Some of you speak in tongues. Do it. Just do that. Okay. Humming, the repetition of it helps the body calm down. What, that humming, that sound calms down the vagus nerve. Are you all with me? Yes, yes. Yes, yes. Somebody unmute themselves and
Yes,
tell me.
Yes.
yes,
Ah,
yes.
yes, yes.
Pastor Abby is
Okay.
here.
All right. So are you
Ma'am,
so
can you
the
hear me?
first, yeah, the first one is
Pastor
is
Abby is here.
okay. I'm glad. I'm glad. The first thing is the cold water, right? The second thing I've talked about is the humming. And then the chanting. The chanting. So you can take anything, whatever it is. Um, um, you can chant, I'm whole, I'm well, I'm whole, I'm well, I'm whole and well, life is good, life is good. It's different from affirmation. This is chanting. Okay. This is not, you're not just saying I'm a good person, I'm great, good thing. That's not this what this is. This is literally repeating words over and over and over and over. It calms the nervous system. Okay. So if your word for the day is peace, your chant looks like this. Peace, 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 peace. I like using the word shalom. Shalom, 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 shalom. Shalom, 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 shalom. Actually, we're going to practice some of this. Let's practice the humming. I'm going to take off the PowerPoint for a minute because I really want to do this experientially. So let's take off the PowerPoint for a minute. We'll come back to it. And please show your videos. Show your video if you can, so that we do this together. What do I do here? Okay, so I'm going to remove the spotlight for a minute. All right. Are you guys with me? All right. So if you're able to show yourself, please show yourself. Oh, nobody's showing themselves? Come on. Nobody cares if you're in your if you're in your pajamas. Nobody cares if your hair is not all done. You're trying to get your healing here. That's all that matters. Come on, people. Who cares what you look like? Like I told you, my lighting today is not even working. Look at the thing looking like I'm like this. What? No, but we're not going to let that stop us. We're going all the way this year. Okay. Okay. You're good. So we're going to try to hum, right? We're going to try to do the humming. And we're just going to hum on the count of three. You can hum anything. Humming just like, just, let's just do, Some of you, wait, hold on. I didn't say start yet. So, wait. Wait, I decided. So look, some of you immediately you heard humming, especially those of you who are religious. Immediately you heard humming, you probably were like, "Oh my gosh, she's telling us to do some Buddhist and Hindu thing." No, no. All good gifts come from God. All right. Did God give you the sounds? Who gave you the sounds? God. So we're taking it all back. Oh, Abby, you're here. Okay, let me do this and then I'll bring you up. Humming is God sent to us. We are taking it all back. All good things belong to God. So humming regulates your nervous system. So we're taking it. So let's hum on the count of three. 1, 2, 3. Unmute yourself. Some of you take a deep breath while you're doing, when you take breaks, take a deep breath and watch what's going on with your body. A deep breath in and out. All right. Well done, ladies. Most of you are ladies here. Well done. All right. Let's come back into the house. How many of you found it? Was it weird? How many of you like, oh my God, that was so weird? Raise your hand. If you found it weird, like, don't be embarrassed. It's like, that was so weird. Who? I mean, the first time I tried it, I thought it was weird. Okay. Yeah. But when I started understanding the science behind it, I was like, oh my God. So this is what people have been enjoying all this time, because you can actually literally feel your body begin to relax after you get out of your head. If you're still stuck in your head, you won't see the benefits of it. But once you get out of your head and just begin to flow with the humming, you start literally feel your body just begins to relax. Right? Now, the next one is chanting. Chanting, what is chanting, guys? Who can tell us what a chant is? In fact, let me read you a definition. If you can tell us what chanting is, yeah, unmute yourself and tell us. But I'm going to read this out to you after one person give me a definition of chanting. Nobody? If you don't know what chanting means, how are you going to chant?
Repeating words.
Repeating words. Absolutely. That's all it is. It is a chant. Let me read the definition for you. A chant is a rhythmic, repetitive phrase or melodic song, often performed in unison by a group to express this, but it can also be performed by individuals. So a chant is just a rhythm. It's repetitive. That's all it is, guys. It's repetitive. So choose your word, whatever your word is, and we're going to chant it. My word is shalom today. Choose your word. Okay. Okay. As a group today, we're all going to chant. Okay. So unmute yourself if you would like to join the unison. Let's all can we all agree with the word shalom or peace? Can we all just use that for right now, just for practice, so that we're all in unison? Yeah? Yes? Okay.
Yes.
All right. So
Okay.
shalom, you can say shalom or you can say peace. It doesn't matter. They're the same words. All right. So we're going to chant it. All right. Unmute yourself on the count of 3 and watch what is happening with your body. 1, 2. Oh, by the way, make sure that your feet are on the ground. Okay. Make sure your feet are on the ground, or if you're laying down, make sure that you're laying down properly, but make sure you're grounded in some kind of way. Make sure your feet are on the ground. All right, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Shalom, shalom,
Shalom.
shalom,
Shalom.
shalom,
Shalom.
Shalom, 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 shalom,
What did you notice when you were doing the chanting? Can somebody tell me one thing that you noticed when you were chanting? You can stop now. What was one thing that you noticed when you were chanting? One
Clear
thing.
thoughts.
I thought
Exactly. Immediately, you are
exactly.
not thinking of anything else.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Immediately. That is the one thing if you are in the shalom or you're in the peace,
Mm.
your brain quiets down. Literally. Right? Let me see what else. Anybody else noticed anything?
Well, it's like meditation.
It's like
It draws
meditation.
my attention. It draws my attention.
Meditation. You concentrate, concentration.
Exactly. Somebody say clears my
Yes.
thoughts, focus thoughts,
Concentration.
energizing.
Attention.
Okay.
It draws my attention.
It what?
It draws my attention.
It drops your attention. Who is speaking, please? You guys rename yourself so I know who is in the room with me. You have Samsung, something, something, something. Thank you. Okay. Now,
Okay.
where's Pastor Abby? Okay, so highlight both of us, please. Highlight both of us, please. Spotlight, who are my people? Okay, I guess I'll do the work by myself. Where is Pastor Abby?
You
Yeah,
can make me co-host if you want, Prof.
what did you say?
You can make me co-host. I help with this.
Thank you, because my people have abandoned me.
Yeah, I've been spotlighted already.
Okay, thank you. All right. Welcome, Pastor. I was going to call you doctor. You know that what that says, right? Pastor, doctor in.
You want me to become a prop like you, right?
Abioloyede,
Dr.
welcome,
Props.
welcome. I want you to flow with us. One of the reasons I wanted you, there's no long introduction today because we're already in the flow of things. But, this is a lioness. This is a luminary. She's breaking boundaries. She's doing stuff and she's a connector. I love her so much. Welcome here.
Yes, my
with us.
lovely prof.
Yeah. So now, one of the reasons I wanted you to come here is because I know this was a challenge for you a while ago, right? This was something that intrusive thoughts was your thing and you were able to master it. But I want you to just share with us your experience, right? Your experience, and then we will move into, other healing. So share us your experience, and I know faith played the thing, but I'm telling you, Abby, a lot of the methods that you used are things that are so rooted in psychology. Yeah. So help us articulate it. Go ahead.
Wow, thank you for having me, prof. And like you said, no long introduction, but my first experience of intrusive thoughts was when I was at university. I'll never forget, we were praying one, there's this open field between near Amina Hall, right? We generally go to pray at. So I was feeling very spirit. So I went to pray there. Suddenly, in the middle of prayer, do you know, up to today, I remember that picture. I just had this picture of my mom in an accident, and I was so scared. And I was praying. Anyway, I got on with life and, came to the UK, started living and all that. And then I just began to notice as I was staying with my sister, whenever I get into the kitchen, I will be having some thoughts, almost like real violent thoughts. Seriously, it started gradually. Then I didn't even know what to do. And so I entertained it to a point where after a while, it was becoming very difficult to get into the kitchen. Because every time I go in, I will just have these thoughts that, if you hurt yourself with the knife, what if this? And my emotions will rush up and I'll be like, oh my God. Anyway, when I was on campus, they had taught us right and wrong thinking, Philippians 4:8. Fully, I had the handbook. Just like you were saying, Prof, that a lot of the things are rooted in scriptures. So I actually read that little book by Kenneth E. Hagin, Right and Wrong Thinking. And so I began to memorize Philippians 4:8. Whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are anyway, I memorized it, and I began to, using what we did today, I began to chant, because when you put my
Yes.
hands in my ears, I'm saying, because when you put your hands in your ear, it's almost like there's a very loud microphone. All this was just to keep my mind at peace. Fast forward, I then went to Bible school in the States, and it was like my mind was waiting for me. Prof, it was a nightmare. I began to have anxieties because, I can't even tell you the thoughts I was dealing with at Bible school. I can't even remember. And I thank God. But I just know I was full of anxiety. And so one day I thought, you know what? Right and Wrong Thinking says I need to memorize the scripture again. So I remembered what I needed to do, ran into the prayer house, put my hands in my ears, and I began to do this without anybody telling me what. I didn't even know it was intrusive thoughts. I would memorize the scripture and recite it about 200 times. I would put my hands in my ear and think on good things. I meditate on good things. I think, start a week. Prof, I couldn't remember what I was grappling with. The
No,
thoughts
wait.
had
No,
completely
I don't think
vanished.
are we recording? Oh, you're recording. Okay, go ahead.
The thoughts had completely vanished. So I was so excited, living life. Still, the thoughts will come back again, and I'll be very anxious. And this cycle continued. And then I'll use Philippians 4:8, and then I will calm down. And eventually, I just thought, you know what, just start reading this Philippians, because every time you read it, you're fine. And as I began to do that, I actually had the victory. I didn't grapple with any more intrusive thoughts, got married, began to deal with other things, but the life continued because I had mastered Philippians 4:8. So the internet had started becoming a thing, and I was preparing to speak at a women's conference. Now, mind you, these intrusive thoughts, they could come at any time. Sometimes I'll be in church worshiping the Lord, and I'll just have these intrusive thoughts. Telling you, in fact, it was so bad that sometimes I would see some headlines in the news, and I'm like, oh my God, is this intrusive thoughts that people actually carry out? What is this? It's time that I would be grappling with intrusive thoughts in and out. I was a pastor, still am, very much into intercession. So I began to understand the role Vegas Night was playing as well. That there's a way you can pray so much and stimulate yourself that as you're binding the devil, your mind is also playing games. These are things that I began to understand. So one day when I was preparing to speak at a women's conference, the internet had become a thing, and so I was preparing. Don't even ask me what I put in, but I keyed something in, and boom, it came out, intrusive thoughts. So this thing has a name. So I began to read, and one of the key things I discovered is that if you don't manage it, it will manage you. This is even secularly. Then there was a book I found, I started reading it, and then I went and did CBT online, I'm like, because I just wanted to manage my mind, and the information helped. And like Prof was saying, with CBT, I realized that some of I was able to use stop, the stop thinking and all of that, observe your thoughts, then proceed and all. I started using it. And then Prof called me. She said, "Abby, you've done CBT," because I think I put my certification there. It was online. She said, "You've done CBT, come and do trauma." I thought, okay, then I did trauma training, and honestly speaking, it's been the icing on the cake. And so when I share my story, this is very brief. I didn't want to go into too much. I didn't want to overextend the conversation. So I always say this when I'm talking, that my first breakthrough came for Philippians 4:8. It is still my scripture. I actually love the Message translation, and even now, anyway, even now, actually understand the way my mind works. I understand intrusive thoughts. I understand I don't have to respond emotionally. I've learned to master it so it doesn't master me. And daily, In fact, there is no week that goes by that I don't bath in cold water, just like Doc was saying this morning, this evening. And meditation, I do almost at least 4 or 5 times a week because I am determined to really just help my mind to give me peace. Honestly, so a lot of the things that you were talking about here, Prof, I've done them. So when I did trauma, it really helped me. And so when I'm teaching, I tell people that my first breakthrough came from Philippians 4:8. And then when I did CBT, and then now that I've done trauma, now I have a very good understanding of how the mind works. And I'm always saying to Christians, which is why I like what we're doing this evening, it is not a one-night wonder. Some of us have what I call mind ache. Like some people have headache, some of us have mind ache. And the earlier you realize that you have mind ache, the better, so that you can use the tools, you can use the skills to give yourself inner peace. That's one of the things I say. As a result of this, I actually wrote a book, Oh My Mind, because honestly, I realized that as a Christian, especially us, I actually believe Christians suffer the most because we always think that once we pray, once we fast, not realizing there's the vagus nerve beat that we need to be calm, especially if we engage in a lot of spiritual activities, like I learned. And then also Joshua 1:8. I'm speaking from a Christian perspective now. This book of the law must not depart, but you shall meditate. The word meditation, you shall chant, you shall mutter, you shall you shall what's it called? You shall imagine, you use your imagination, you use your mouth. I mean, by the time you even look at the word meditation alone, a lot of the things Doc was talking about, breathing in and out, part of meditation, Christian meditation, chanting, muttering, they actually do help. And honestly, I just and it's what do I call it? It is I remember once I called Prof because I had gone on this 10-day event, everything was fine, but the very last day, I'm telling you, it came out of nowhere. I'd never had that sort of, if I use Christianese, I'll say attack. It was intense. This was about 10 p.m. I was alone in my hotel room and it just came whoosh. Thankfully, she was at the end of the phone. So I said, oh. So she said, you know what to do? I said, yes, but I just needed to speak to someone. And one of the things she said to me that really, really helped me, she said, the mind throws curveballs and you need to understand it. And when it does that, you just have to, you need to now pull all your tools from your mind handbag. Another word I use is mind handbag. You pull out the tools and you use it to calm your mind. And thankfully, since that point, I've never had that kind of, this was about 4 or 5 years ago. 4 years ago when we were on tour, I've never had that sort of mind attack, so to speak, because from that point on, I realized that it's not a one-night stand with the mind. You have to keep taking care of your mind if you have mind ache. And so, yeah, I want to stop there. I don't want to.
I love the mind ache thing, like headache, mind ache. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
really good because yes, and if your mind aches, you need to take care of it.
Mhm.
You need to take care of it. God
Yeah.
has methods for the mind, just like He has things for the spirit. And like I
Mhm.
was saying, all the stuff that you were doing back then that you didn't even know, they're all the things. There's some of the things now that we are that have a name. You remember the first time you heard if the first time you heard intrusive thoughts that it had a
Mhm.
name, that
Yeah,
itself was relief. You didn't, oh my God, it's not that I'm
yeah,
crazy. Like, oh
yeah.
my, this has a name.
Mm, mm. And
And a lot of the
we
times we
share
don't.
this. Share
Go
this
ahead.
with you. So in February, I went for a conference, and I met one of the pastor's wives, an English lady. She's very, very well known in the UK. Herself and her husband, so very popular. So she looked at me and said, "We've met before." I said, "Yes." Anyway, cut a long story short, we realized that we'd met before. So I now looked at her. I said, "How are you?" She said, I've had to step down from ministry. I said, why? She said, my mind, my mind. I said, What is it? He said, my mind just won't let me be. I said, is it intrusive thoughts? And she started crying.
Mm.
She wept. She said, I never thought anybody would understand it. I thought I was going crazy. I just said to my husband, I cannot be grappling with my mind and be in ministry. You. So I sat down with her. We left the 100, there were about 450 women. We left all of them. We went to sit down. And then I told her my journey. She just kept crying. She said, crying because it brought me relief.
There was
It
a
brought me
name.
sleep. He said, you brought me relief. So I just thought to share it that it's
Thank you for
actually common.
sharing.
Yeah, it's common. And one of the things I learned is when the Bible says, take no thought saying it and casting down imaginations, I learned to not respond emotionally to the thought, which is one of the things about intrusive thoughts. It can be violent, it can be sexual, or it can be blasphemy. So I learned to not respond to the emotions and to just name it. It's junk thought, it's rubbish food, it's rubbish thoughts. And so now I know. And I said to my mind, you are not going to entertain rubbish thoughts and you will not respond emotionally. Because what I found is sometimes it keeps going up. As you're dealing with one, your mind comes up with another. I'm like, no, 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 no. We're going to make sure that we're in perfect peace. So daily, I have my mind routine, and I say to everyone, develop your mind routine and make sure you have one. Because even the Bible says so. Romans 12:2. I don't be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And another favorite scripture of mine is Joshua 1:8. Over to you, Prof.
No, I love listening to this story because, I've heard this so many times, but I love for other people to hear it because it shows tenacity. It shows that this is not a one-off thing. It shows that this is something you've been struggling with and you have learned how to master it. It shows not to give up. It shows courage. It shows that healing is not necessarily a one-off thing. You understand? Because we're always, I keep saying, the challenge with a lot of religious people is the miracle myth or miracle mindset. They're always looking for one sudden thing, bam, bam. But the biggest miracles are the ones that, and the ones that are most sustainable are the ones that, precept upon precept, the ones that you're using bit by bit. The poison leaves bit by bit. And that's the power of the testimonial. The power of your testimonial is this is not something that you're going to listen to this particular workshop one off and then you're fine. This is something that you have to keep mastering until. So let's go back then to, I was sharing the activation of the nervous system with them using cold water. I should actually say ice water, using ice water on your face, dumping into the ice water. Next time you come to California, I'm going to take you to this place where we're going to do the ice dunk. Okay. We're going to do the ice dunk. And it is absolutely incredible.
Do we have it here in the UK?
I don't know. You guys have it, go do it over there. You might need some encouragement to go. And I'm saying it to all of you, just do it. It literally restarts your body.
20 seconds.
Oh, well, see, the first time I did it, I think I lasted 2 seconds, but I think that the second time I did it, I lasted longer. The more your body just goes into like some kind of zone. So I just stayed in there and my body felt like it wasn't my body, and then you come out and you're tingled all over. And I'm telling you, the twice that I did it, I came home and I just slept like a baby. Nothing. And when you're in that ice water, you can't think of anything else. It's it's just, everything is kind of quiet. It's kind of quiet. So the next one in the activating the body. So Abby, are you with me or do you have to go? Are
No,
you
I'm fine. I'm with
okay?
you.
All right. So the next thing then is songs
Mhm.
in regulating the vagus nerves. Did you know that the one of the things that you can do is singing, and not cute singing or not no. It's the belching of the song. It's actually belching the song. That kind of singing that you do when nobody's listening to you. That kind of singing. And this is one of the reasons I think that a lot of us haven't died on the continent of Africa, because people sing. Okay, that singing helps you get better. So roll down your window, belch the song, go into your house, sing loud. It actually helps regulate your vagus nerve. So we've talked about ice, we've talked about humming, we've talked about chanting, and we've now talked about singing. It literally tells your nervous system to slow down. It tells it to regulate. Then the next one I want to talk, and you know I'm going to talk about this, is breath work. You have to learn how to breathe properly. Because a lot of times when we're stressed, we're not breathing properly. So we're going to try the 4, inhale for 4, exhale for 6. Inhale for 4, exhale for 6. We're all going to try that now. And some of you talking, okay, we're not holding our breath. This is not this. We're just going to inhale for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out. Exhale through your mouth like you're blowing out air. Yeah? So let's try it. I'm going to count. So 1, 2, 3. Inhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you finished before me, you're not doing it properly. You need to blow everything out. So let's try it again. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, Abby, count for me because I want to do it too. Count for me.
Okay. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
See, I needed it myself.
Mhm.
All right. One thing you notice is when you blow it out, blow it all out. Focus on a longer exhale. The power is in the exhaling. It also helps turn off the stress response system. In fact, 50% of turning off the stress response system is in the breath work. It helps regulate everything. You can do any kind of breath work. I just did that. You can do the 4-7-8. You can do the 4-4-4. You can just Google breath work. You can do the belly breathing. Life is in breathing. Life is in the breath. All right. So make sure you're breathing, know how to breathe. It slows down the entire system. It slows down the entire system. So the one thing I want to teach all of us now is grounding your body. First of all, make sure your feet are on the ground. Then place one hand on your chest and one on your belly. Okay? And just feel, don't breathe in, just feel your natural breath move. If any thought comes on your mind, just ignore it and go right back to just watching your breath. That's called grounding. You can ground your body that way. Because when you have intrusive thoughts, your body has been hijacked. In order for you to get it back, you have to do these things that we're talking about today. When Pastor Abby was talking about how she was thinking and speaking, what's your scripture again?
Philippians 4:8.
Whatever things, that's our scripture, right?
Yeah.
So
Philippians 4:8.
you're constantly just chanting it, chanting it, chanting it, chanting it. That also helps quiet your mind. All right. The next thing I want to also remind you of is release tension physically. Release tension physically. All right. So let's try this. So if you have any physical ailments that you can't do this, then don't do it. But the rest of you join me with it. All right. I want you to tighten every muscle, okay, in your body. Anyone that you can tighten, your toes, your thighs, your hands, like tight. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. We're going to do it 2 more times. We're going to do it 2 more times. All right. Tighten everything. Legs, tight, toes, curled, hands, tight, 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 tight. 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. And when you release, let everything go. What you're basically telling your body is that it's okay to let go. Okay to let go of the thoughts. Okay to let go of the stress. Okay to let go of anything bad. Yeah? So let it go. Let it go. And you can do this progressively, by the way. You don't have to do it all at once. You can, if you want to, you can do your hands first, your this first, your butt, your this. You can do it all slowly. But I like to do it all at once. You just hold on to it, hold tight, 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 tight. You should feel the release when you do it. Everything should just feel good. Did you feel it, Abby?
Oh yeah, I did.
Aha.
I did. Yeah.
Tell me how you're feeling this in the chats. What are you feeling? Let me see if you're feeling it. What are some other grounding techniques that we can use, Pastor Abby? What are some other grounding techniques? Talk about the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You know that one, right?
There are 5 things you can see.
Yes.
4 things you can taste. 3 things you can taste.
Your senses. So
Right.
5 things you can see.
4
4 things you can hear.
I don't use that. So for me, what works for me is meditation, honestly.
Mhm.
It really works for me, and using my imagination. Thing you said now is what works for me. I meditate so much so that I actually fall asleep in the process. So the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I haven't used that in a while. So,
Okay. Let me
so I was trying
share
to
with them.
remember, but I couldn't.
Yeah. The fact that you have gotten to the place of meditation
Mhm.
means that you are already in the high mode of
Oh,
healing, because a lot of
okay.
people with intrusive thoughts can't meditate because the thoughts are just so intrusive that they don't know how to meditate. So you've worked on yours to the point where you can go into meditation, because meditation actually helps you calm the thoughts. But
Yeah.
the thoughts sometimes can impede people from, if you can break through that, if you can just
Yeah.
break through that, you
Yeah.
find out that it works.
Yeah.
One of the ways you can do this, you see, and then the other thing I tell Abby all the time is that you did yours the very hard way. Eh,
Any better. Any better.
it was like the kingdom of God, power, power. Yeah, thought you will die. But that was because that was what you knew. That was what you knew. If all you know is a hammer, if all you have is a hammer, the world is going to be nails, right? But there are other ways, and these are some of the ways we're also talking about today. So if you can just turn your mind, like you can just say 5 things you can see, 5 things you can hear, 3 things you can feel, 4 things you can taste, and all of that. It's just your senses. What that does is also it interrupts the loop. It helps interrupt the loop, or you can, even if you don't remember the 4 3 4 5 4 3 2 1, even all you do is, okay, there's a door, is a white door. Well, what's going on over there? Like just shift the mental loop into something else. That helps. Okay. When we're still talking about the body. We're not even in the meditation yet. We're getting to that. This is how do I calm the body, right? Move your body now. Move. You have to move your body. Move your body. You have to exercise. Oh my gosh. Like, you guys should see me in my Zumba class. Oh my God. I just love it. Like I'm like the dancing and jumping and all of that. I love it. Find your own love. What is it? Walking, you stretching, are you shaking your arms? You need to move the body. The body, the things that's stored in the body has to be released. It's not released just by talking. You have to release the toxins. You have to release all the stuff. If you don't release it, it stays in the system. So how do you release your own? And what is your movement? And it's not movement. The movement is not the Lagos, what do you call it? The big woman walk. It's not like this. No, I'm talking about something that will shake you, something that would move you like that, So what is yours? What is yours? So make sure it's either, if you can walk, you can, if you can run, you can walk. If you can walk, you can dance. If you can dance, you can move your hand. Do something, just do something. But it's not just doing something, it's being consistent about it. You have to be consistent. So this is not one like, oh, I moved my body yesterday and then I won't do it again till next week. Personally, I exercise 5 days a week. All right. One of the days is my strength training. Wednesdays are my strength training. And then the other 4 days are my Zumba. But then I'll also add some strength training all through the week. 5 days. Sometimes I take time. Some people do it 7 days. I cannot commit to 7 days. Saturday, Sunday, I don't exercise. Right? But you have to find yours. What is yours? How are you going to do yours? Hey, Pastor Abby, I know you've been doing exercises. I've been watching, I've been following.
I do. So what I do now is I have committed myself to 10,000 steps a day. So I went out today, so I didn't wear it, but I've just checked. I've only done 4,000 steps. So once I finish tonight, my cutoff is 10. Once it's 10 p.m., I have to finish up my 10,000 steps. So that's what I've committed to. And then strength training is twice a week, just to keep it moving. And no, yeah, so that's me. The 10,000 steps, I commit to it. I had to
That's
commit
good.
to it. Yeah.
And look, you don't have to, especially if you're just starting. Yours doesn't have to be 10,000 steps. I don't even care what it is. If yours is 2,000 steps, then just make it consistent 2,000 steps a day. All of this, and you're like, what has this got to do with your thoughts? Everything is connected, people. Everything is connected. The systems are connected, right? So you have to make sure that you're releasing what's in the body. You have to release it, right? So now we're going to go deeper into the body. I told you, this might be a 3-part workshop because I'm just in the body. We're going to go deeper into the body now. You want you to notice your heartbeat. All right. I want you to notice your heartbeat. Is it beating too fast? If it's beating too fast, just putting your hands on your heartbeat like this will slow it down. Okay. It will literally just slow it down for you. Then notice areas of tension in your body. Just notice where the tension is. Have you ever gone for a massage and your massage therapist tells you, wow, you're so tense? See, all of that. Yeah. You need to, we want to be able to reconnect your brain to your body and reduce the overwhelm in the reduce the overwhelmed vagus nerve with your nervous system. So that's what we're trying to do. So everything I've told you today is about that. You can also ground through your environment. That's another thing that we haven't talked about. So there was a woman who was being raped. Okay, she was being raped. She went on a date with somebody who was supposed to be somebody, and then he drugged her. Okay, he had drugged her, and she was trying to push him away, but the drug he gave her was a paralytic drug that wouldn't allow her to do that. But she noticed that her hands kept doing, I don't know if you can see, her hands kept doing this, right? And she didn't know anything about psychology. She was just a college student. And anyway, fast forward later, anytime she gets anxious, she'll find a table or anything. She'll just press down on it. She'll press down on it. Any surface, she'll press down on it. She didn't know that it was a technique. And when she would do that, all the thoughts of the rape, because the thoughts of the rape will just play over and over and over intrusively in her mind. And what happens when she does that is that everything goes quiet. Right? And so our therapist was telling her that's a grounding technique. That's a grounding technique. So some of you just might have to find something to touch. It might be a surface, it could be a thing. For me, I have a pillow which actually got lost. That pillow got lost. Abby, do you know my pillow? That's tell you about that pillow that I carry around. Anyway, this pillow has gone across the globe with me.
Yeah.
Okay. Is this little pillow I have? I carry it everywhere. It's like a I don't know. It's like a
Comfort.
grounding thing for me. Because
Yeah.
anytime I hold it, I feel something. I feel grounded. And this last trip I took, I was thinking to myself, it's about time I lose this pillow. I don't know. It's been too long. And I did lose it. I lost it. But anyway, that was mine. So whatever yours is, find something if you need it. It's grounding, whatever it is. Don't say I'm too big to be doing. No, you're not too big for anything. The soul never ages, people, and healing is healing. We're going to get it anyhow we can find it. So find a surface, find something that you can hold. Some people hold handkerchiefs, stress balls, whatever. Find it, and that would help also regulate your system. Are you guys with me? Are you tired already? All right, so we are going to actually, because we've been here for 90 minutes, guys.
Wow, that's a long time.
We are actually going to do this in 3 parts, because we're going to do the mind. We've done the body. We're going to do the mind, and then we're going to look at different areas of healing, even including medication. And so I'm building one thing or the other. So we're going to have another session and then another session. But today, just go and try the things that I've said to you today. Try them.
It works. Honestly, it works. Prof, I just want to encourage people. It works, honestly. And the mind is not a respecter of persons. Whatever you put in is what you're going to get out. Everything Prof have said is what I do, but it took me a while to get there. And I always say even this to some of my clients. I say to them, the mind is like a baby. You have to train it. You have to nurture it. You have to feed it. The mind, your brain, the Prof told us, it just wants to keep you safe. You cannot tell the difference. But if you commit, and I had to go through the season of, oh, but God, why did you give me this mind ache self? Why me? But after a while, why not me? Get on with life, my friend. So so I just want to encourage us. It's just because of what you're saying. This works, but you have to do the mind work. We would call it mind storm. Mind storm, do the mind work, and you'll be amazed at how your mind will give you peace. Yeah.
Absolutely. So I'm just looking at my list of things I want to tell you guys. I have the mind, we're talking about the next one is talking about the mind. We're going to look at different parts of it. We're looking at when your mind is stuck, what action do you take apart from the physical ones we've talked about today? Then we're going to talk about how the brain responds to, there's something called a wind down window, our technique I'm going to teach you next time we meet. What do you do when you cannot sleep in your bed at night? What is one thing that you can do? Well, I'm just going to tell you right now, if you cannot sleep, the worst thing you can do is to stay in your bed and keep saying, oh my God, I need to sleep, I need to sleep. If you cannot sleep, get out of bed, period. All right. Don't listen to people saying count sheep, gun. No, none of that. None of that works. If you cannot sleep, get out of bed and do something quiet. What you don't want to do is you don't want to lie there fighting your own thoughts. You don't want your brain to associate bed with stress. And that is what a lot of you have already done. So we're going to deal with that next time. Okay, we'll talk about how do we deal with our bodies? How do we deal with this chemically? How do we deal with this with food? Did you know there are different foods you can eat that would actually help calm your nervous system so the anxiety goes away or it's drastically reduced? We'll talk about those kind of foods. We're going to talk about teas and herbs. And the fruit and the leaves of the trees are for the healing of the nations. There are herbs that can help you, like chamomile and lavender and all of this. Okay, but there's some, and there, passion flower. Have you guys heard of passion flower? It literally helps calm your mind. It helps quiet your mind, right? And so we have all of these things that we're going to talk about. So I just want you to know that when we send out the invite for the second part 2, make sure you invite your friends, invite everybody to come. Then we also have supplements. Some of you don't use supplements. There's supplements. There's ashwagandha, for example. It's really good. Magnesium is good for those of you who are struggling with sleep, et cetera, et cetera. And if you are chronically not able to sleep, you might then need to get some medication just to help you, because if you don't sleep, you can literally go crazy. Okay, so your brain is not broken, your system is activated, and you just have to learn how to modify it. So I hope that with the body works that we've done today, that has helped you, and I will see you next time. Unless there are any questions in the message that I need to respond to.
The passion flower, are you talking about the tea? I've Googled it straight away.
Yeah,
I
they
didn't
have
know about, I
teas,
did not
they
know
have the
about
teas and
passion
the
flower.
herb, and the flower itself,
Okay,
sometimes when they're packaged, it's already lost a lot
okay,
of the things.
okay.
So you want the loose leaves one, it's really good, right? So take that away from today. I trust you. You've already Googled it. Order it, order it. I have
I
it.
am. I'm about to. It's on
Travel,
Amazon.
when I travel, I always also, especially when I go into different parts of the world. Do you know where I go first when I shop? Some people go shop for clothes and they shop for things. That's not me. I go to the herb market. The herb market, that's where I go, because each country has their own thing. And I talk to the people, which one is for sleep, which one is for metabolism, which one is for this. And they tell me. And so I have a whole bunch of, I have a whole bunch of herbs in my house. And sometimes I forget what's in the package. So now I have been taking pictures to put it on the package so I remember. Anyway, so herbs, I'm a big believer in herbs because I believe that God has put it on here for us to utilize.
I'm here.
Thank you for being a part of our program today, Pastor Abioloyede.
Thank you
We've been
for
together
having me. It's
so
always
long.
a pleasure.
Yeah.
Love
Thank
it.
you. And say hello to Pastor
Pastor J,
J.
your person, I'll tell
Yes,
him.
my
Yeah.
person.
Sorry, hi, Prof. Before we go away, I was just thinking about the ice dip that you were talking about. I put a
Yeah.
question in the chat room, but I don't think you saw it.
No, I didn't.
I'm gonna try and drag my sister to find a place
Hey,
tomorrow.
Prof. Oh.
But
No,
is this? She's saying no.
No, I said
Is this a dip or a bath? Because I see people having baths, like sports people, but are you talking literally just dip in and come out?
Okay. So there is no
She's saying
time.
no, not me.
No, there's no time. Okay, there's no time for you. So basically, the first time I did it, all I could do was get in and get out, right? Because it's so freezing cold, right? It shocks your entire system. But the second time I did it, I literally stayed in there for like 5 minutes. And it was different because what happens is once you get in, your body's just feels like you're weightless, number one, and then you can't feel anything, you know. And it was an amazing experience. I went with my friend Rem. You know, I went with her the last one. She needed an audience to help her get in because she'll put her toes in. She put in her toes. Don't do that because if you're doing it little by little, it's not gonna happen. You just have to not think about it. Just do it.
Okay.
And it's amazing. Everybody should try it.
We'll
There you
find
go.
somewhere tomorrow.
there's a place called
Thank
Canary
you.
Wharf. There's a place called Canary Wharf. So I was waiting for, I think Jonathan and I went there. We just saw these people going into one back corner. And then the next thing, we just saw this big bath. They were actually doing the cold dip. I thought, never. So I know where to go. I'm going to try. But right now, when I finish having my bath, I always bath with cold water. Since you
It's
told
not the
us
same,
years
Abby.
ago, it's not the same.
It's not the
not
same.
as
It's
if
not the
maybe.
level of cold. This is, I don't even, this is
You
like you were
supposed
in
to tell the
the
person.
Arctic. Go ahead. Did somebody was
Oh
talking? Was
my
somebody?
God. I'm still there. I'll exit
No, I don't
you.
think they're talking to us.
Oh, please mute yourself if you're not talking.
I have
Any
a
questions?
question that
Go
I'll
ahead,
put in
please.
chat as
Ask the
well.
question.
My question was about using when you can't sleep, well, when you can't sleep, we're having intrusive thoughts, to use cold water on your face. But do you do that at night when you can't sleep?
No, I
Okay.
don't do that at night too.
All right. So, good question. The cold water is to help you regulate your anxiety. All right. For sleep, if you want to sleep, you need to do the opposite. You need to use hot water, warm bath. Okay. And people don't have sleep routines. I am an insomniac. All right. Sleep is something I have been fighting with all my life. All right. The first reason for me though fighting sleep is I don't like sleep. You know how some people like sleep? They look forward to sleep. I don't like sleep. If we didn't have to sleep, I wouldn't sleep. All right.
I love
Because
sleep.
yeah. So when I was younger, I could get away with 2-3 hours of sleep. I would just burn the both ends of the candle. I was doing mom thing, wife thing, career thing, and then at night is when I wrote my books. I love nighttime because I could think, but once I started realizing that I actually needed to sleep because, hey, we need to sleep so that your body can do what it needs to do. I just like Abby tackled her intrusive thoughts with gusto is the same way I tackled my sleep my insomnia. I would literally, first of all, I needed to cut out coffee. So coffee was gone. All right, because I couldn't sleep with it. So and then green tea. Do remember some of your teas also have caffeine. So I stopped drinking anything caffeinated by 12 noon or 1 o'clock. That's it, right? Once it's time for me to sleep, I will take a warm bath. I'll take a warm bath, I still do that till today, by the way. All these things I'm telling you, I still do it. I'll take a warm bath. I will drink my chamomile teas or any sleep teas. I buy them all over across this globe. I buy them. I'll drink that tea. All right. I will turn off my whatever, my phones, my anything. Yeah. And another step. I will spray the aromatherapy, the oils and the sprays.
Sleep oil.
I'll spray those, or I'll light a candle. This is, I'm telling you, when I was telling somebody my routine, they were like, dang. I'm like, yes, that is what it takes for me to sleep. You guys don't understand. And then I get there, and then I close my eyes and I meditate till I fall asleep. I'm expecting to fall asleep. Now, if something goes awry in that little thing I just told, another thing I told is I exercise. I exercise. The days I don't exercise is even more difficult for me. Yeah. And some of those days I will take something. I will take like melatonin or something, and it would help me. So that is some of you don't have a routine. You need a routine. You need a routine that you're going to, you need to stick to that routine every day from someone who, but if I cannot sleep, I will not stay, tossing and turning in bed for now. If I cannot sleep, I cannot sleep. If I cannot sleep, I'm not going to have anxiety about not sleeping. So a lot of the times I'll start reading a book, read a boring book or something. By the time you know it, you fall asleep. So don't sit there tossing and turning. That's not a good thing. All right. And this is one of the things we're going to talk about next time you come. You just want to get 2 for 1. All right. Any other questions? Are we good? Because is anybody checking the chats for me? Are we good? Somebody please respond. Are we good?
Yes, we are.
There's a question in there that says, there's a question from Dell or somebody.
What is the question?
I missed the first 2 techniques. Can you please touch on them briefly?
You missed the first 2 techniques. You just have to listen to the recording. I think we'll send it out to you. All right. So Dell, we'll send it out to you. I think the first, I don't remember it. I think it was the cold bath and humming.
Breathing.
Yeah.
Cold bath breathing.
Mm-hmm. We had humming, we had chanting, we had singing. Yeah, all of those. Thank you for Joy for writing those down. I appreciate that. All right, excellent. Okay.
I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
So for those of us who want to use the herbs, the sleep herbs, but we also use medication. One of my biggest anxiety triggers is medication interactions. So can you touch on that?
Medication interactions.
So my fear is always if I take something that is not my medication, what if it interacts with my medication and causes a bigger problem?
Yeah, that's a good thing. So basically, if you are on prescription medication, a lot of the only time you need to worry about that is if you are taking a prescribed sleep medication, and then you need to talk to your doctor about that. But a lot of the things we're going to talk about here, those vitamins and those things, that there's usually no interaction. But if you're concerned, talk to your doctor about that and say, look, I want to take melatonin. Does it interact with this? Well, look, I want to take this. Is going to interact with that? But from what I know, majority of them you're able to take with almost everything else that you're taking. But talk to your doctor about that. And that would be my response to you.
Thank you, doctor.
You're welcome. Okay. All right, guys. Woo, woo, woo. Make sure you come to the next one because we're gonna finish it all up.
When is the next one, Prof?
The next one would be in we will let you know.
Okay.
I will let you down. Don't put me on the spot like that. I think it's in either 2 weeks or so.
Okay.
I think it's every 2 weeks we're
All
gonna
right
do it
then.
so that it can be the flow can continue. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Either 2 weeks or
Bye.
next week. Don't quote me though. You guys will know. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
My
Bye
darling
bye.
Thank you.
Prof, thank you
Bye.
Bye.
so
Abby,
much.
thank
Thanks,
you.
Pastor
Bye.
My
Abby.
Good to
pleasure.
see you.
Bye.
Bye.
Woo, woo, woo. All right. I'm going to
Bye.
Bye.
log off.
Bye,
Bye. God
everyone.
bless you. Bye.
Bye, guys.
God bless you. Thank you.
God bless
Lovely.
you. Thank you. All right.